What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are doing a deep dive into a concept so hot, so culturally relevant, that the prestigious Cambridge Dictionary officially crowned parasocial as the word of the year 2025. This phenomenon is no longer just about celebrities. It defines how we interact in the digital age. In the next 8 minutes, we're going to unpack everything about it, with a special focus on the burning question: what about AI and chatbots? Let's get into it. Part 1. Definition and the 2025 AI revolution. 1. What is parasocial? At its core, a parasocial relationship is a connection that a person forms to someone they do not personally know. This isn't a new idea. The term was coined in 1956 by Donald Horton and R. Richard Wall to describe the psychological attachment people formed to TV characters. Fan fiction, the ultimate sign of parasocial attachment. Concept has exploded, driven by digital life and AI. The definition now includes the one-sided link many people have with celebrities, influencers, or even with artificial intelligence AI chatbots, despite never meeting them in real life. This shift highlights a fundamental change in social needs. The new generations require communication through a channel they feel they can trust and use whenever they want. The digital economy and content creators are acutely aware of this, seeing this pseudo-social interaction as a powerful method for business and content delivery. Part 2. When friendship goes too far. Parasocial relationships are not inherently harmful. You can absolutely have one with me, but the line into unhealthy territory is crossed when these things happen. 1. The illusion of reciprocity. You start to believe the person actually cares about you individually. For example, you truly believe if you DM them, they would reply, "Haven't seen it," not because they've chosen not to. This belief makes you willing to do things for this person you've never met that you shouldn't be doing. 2. Worship and blind allegiance. If this relationship prevents you from entertaining any criticism of that person, no matter the evidence, it veers into worship. None of us are perfect, so none of us should be on a pedestal. Feeling obligated to go into every comment section to argue the criticism isn't true, without doing any research beyond their press statement, is blindly acting on their behalf, an allegiance that will never be reciprocated. 3. Financial obligation. It's great to buy merch if you want it, but it's unhealthy when you feel guilty about not purchasing their album or latest merch drop, even if you don't actually want the product. They are likely in a much better financial position than you. This level of blind support is unnecessary. Part 3. The creator's view and the hate sink. Someone who has been on the receiving end of these relationships, I can tell you what bothers creators. 1. Disappointment is too strong. I don't feel that anybody who doesn't know me personally has the right to be disappointed in me. Disappointment conveys entitlement, the belief that the creator is beholden to the fan and must always act a certain way. 2. Parasocial hate, energy waste. This is often disguised as concern, like commenting, "I'm so concerned about her because she's spending her money too quickly," or "I'm worried about her weight." That person is not genuinely concerned. They just feel superior. Here's the thing. Parasocial hate, like subreddits devoted to detailing everything a small influencer does just to criticize it, is an incredible waste of energy. You are spending precious energy hating someone who has no idea you exist. Your energy is precious. Guard it carefully. Part 4. Micro-cults and the danger zone. When fans gather, they form parasocial communities. 1. Creator manipulation. Celebrities, who name their fan bases, like Swifties, actively encourage parasocial relationships, creating an identity and inviting community. Conversely, those labeled artists, who avoid social media and personal details, are actively discouraging this connection. 2. The danger of action. If a celebrity asks their fan base to stand up for them, it is extremely dangerous. The idea of action is subjective. The larger the fan base, the more likely it is to contain mentally unwell people who have delusions about their relationship with the celebrity. Encouraging them to act can cause far more harm than intended. 3. The micro-fandom scam. Social media has blurred the lines for small creators. If a creator messages you back, it feels tangible. This opens the door to scamming, where the creator makes the fan feel obligated to donate or spend money to avoid being a bad friend. The real danger is that these micro-fandoms, or mini-cults, go unnoticed, and nobody is there to pull the fan out. Part 5. The final call, responsible consumption. Parasocial relationships have a duality. They can be a lifeline for loneliness, but they can also cause us to lose out on real-life connections, forcing us to lead a fake life in a real world. We must become responsible consumers of information. My final advice to you: 1. Don't assume values. Don't assume anything about the celebrity's moral or political beliefs that they haven't directly told you. Sharing one value doesn't mean they share all of yours. 2. Invest in real life. Invest in your in-person friendships, or at least seek communities that are not based around the fandom of a specific person, so your relationships don't hinge on maintaining intensity towards a public figure. Remember, guard your energy and invest in relationships that can actually reciprocate your effort. Thank you for watching my video all the way through. What do you think about parasocial relationships? Does the concept deserve to be the word of the year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch the next video.